have strong, like, work from home energy. This is fucking awesome. Loving the vibe in here. This is good. You guys seem really cool. I like the vibe in here. Make some noise if you're like trying to work on yourself in here. Who in here is trying to do that right now? All right. A good half of you guys. Other half, toxic as fuck. Good to know. All right. At least you guys know yourself. See? I'm done being toxic, so I'm like trying to work on myself right now, like really improve myself and get to know myself. So that's why I started taking myself out on like little solo dates. And I found out pretty quickly that I put out. I am I am what they call an easy little slut. I was like, damn, I'm paying for dinner, I can get it. I can have all this ass. Gave myself roadhead on the way home, you know, just fucking. Like, yeah, they kicked me off the bus, but what I'm trying to say is, look, DC public transit, they don't like self-love like I do, you know? They don't really get it. Have you been on it? I mean, check out the red line. I mean, seriously. I am trying to change a lot of things in my life right now. You know, I'm going through a lot of changes. One big change that I'm going through right now is I'm growing out my hair for the first time in my life. I'm testing it out, but it's not really because I like the way it looks or anything. I just hate the whole experience of like going to the barber and getting a haircut. Because I've never had like a non-awkward experience doing that. Because I don't know about you guys, but they've always asked me to bring them like a reference photo of what I want to look like. And I hate doing that because there's always like some photo you have to Google of like some hot celebrity Hollywood person. And then you have to have the audacity to be like, I want to look like this. And then I found out that the worst thing your barber can say when you show them that reference photo is, okay, which is not what you want to hear right before a haircut. And then you get the haircut, you look in the mirror, and you're like, fuck. It's actually my face that's the problem. Like, there's no amount of money that could have fixed this. I don't know, man. I can't do reference photos for anything in general in life. I don't know how you guys do it. Like, for example, back when I got my nose pierced, I had to use a reference photo. Because I didn't get like the standard diamond stud that everybody gets whenever they get their first piercing. I got the black one instead. So I had to Google in front of the piercer. There was Googling small black stud. And, okay, how did you guys just know immediately? How do you guys just know these things? I was clueless, just sitting there innocently scrolling through all these pictures of Kevin Hart. And that was just embarrassing. So many embarrassing moments in my life, guys. It never ends. I don't know how it is, like, for you guys. I'm like a magnet to embarrassing moments. And because, like, one thing that happens to me pretty often here, like, living in DC, is that people just assume that I'm their Uber driver every time that I stop my car. I swear to God, every time I stop my car, somebody tries to get in. And sometimes they get in, and I'm like, I guess I'm gonna be late to where I was going, because I gotta drop them off now first. Got responsibilities out of nowhere. Like, oh yeah, a few days ago, I'm like minding my own business. I'm driving around like up the street, like in Logan Circle. I'm like driving around and I see this one woman. She's on the side of the road. She's on the way to the airport because she has like all her bags and luggage around her, right? And she sees me in my car, and we lock eyes, and she just starts waving me down. She's waving me down, but I just zip right past her. I drive right through, and she gets so upset. She's like cursing and yelling, so I feel bad for her. I feel real bad. So I turn around, I turn my car around, and as I start to approach her again, I start to slow down. I roll down my windows, she walks up to my car, and I just zip right past her again. I just keep... Here's the fucked up part. I was her Uber driver. I wasn't supposed to pick her up. I'm just really bad at my job. I should not be employed by anybody. Damn, dude, I don't know. I am also like, one of the other big changes in my life right now is that I'm like looking for a new job. And it's not because I don't like my job or anything like that. I just like, I need to escape. I don't know if you guys also lie at your place of employment, but like I lied at my job and I'm trying to leave before they figure it out. I don't know, I'm like stuck in this situation. Because like, okay, most of us lie about like qualifications or like what we know, like, you know, on a resume and stuff like that. Like nobody really knows what a pivot table is. And if you do, keep that to yourself. But, see, I lied about something different because I lied about having kids. And I'm not proud of this, but this is what happened, right? I'm in the office one day. I don't want to fucking be there, right? I hate physically being in the office. And I see my coworker who sits in front of me. She gets up and leaves early. And she's like, I have to go pick up my son from school. And I was like, wait, that's fucking brilliant. So I packed my bags, started leaving, and I got stopped. My boss stops me. He's like, where are you going? I'm like, I'm going to go pick up my kids from school. And he's like, wait, I didn't know you had kids. And I was like, actually, I do. I have 2 kids and 1 on the way. And that just came out of me. That just automatically is what I said. And so he let me go, and I had a great rest of my day playing video games. Then the next day, the very next day, he had this thing called follow-up questions, where I had to like fill in a whole backstory of who my kids were, my wife, where I live, and all that stuff, my whole like family back history. So then I had to like rebuild my whole Instagram account just in case they looked me up. I swear to God, you can look me up on Instagram at Proud Father of 2. And it's like, I'm like trapped in here, because Proud Father of 3 is already taken, and I need to make a decision, because my 3rd kid is due in 3 months. I keep fucking up with this lie at my job, because the other day, my cubicle neighbor, she comes up to me, and she's like, hey, how's little Alejandro doing? That's my son. And this is what I said. I go, you know what? Not so good. He's 4 years old. He just started school. He's having a really hard time socializing with the other kids. I could have just said great and moved on. I could have just said great, but that's what I said. And this is what she said. She said, oh my God, mine too. We should set up a play date with your kid and my kid. To which I responded with, absolutely we should. So now I have to figure out, how do I legally borrow a kid next Wednesday for 3 to 4 hours? So if any of you guys have any spare kids you don't want, hit me up on Instagram at Proud Father of 2. I really could use this. Oh man, I mean, like, being a father has really changed my perspective in life. It's really just, it's changed me. I've been reflecting a lot about my childhood. I don't know about, like, how often you guys think back on your childhood. Like, I got bullied a lot growing up around here. I'm from the DMV area, and I grew up around here. I got bullied a lot. I don't know if you guys also got bullied. Some of you guys look like bullies, but like, I just... But like, this one particular prank that always stayed with me, that these kids used to do to me all the time. It was this one thing where, like, I would just like be minding my own business in the cafeteria or in the playground. I was like a little kid, 7, 6 years old, and some kid would come up to me and be like, hey Victor, are you gay? And I would say no. And then they'd be like, does your mom know you're gay? And then I would say no. And then they would point to laugh and be like, ha ha, you're gay, but your mama doesn't know you're gay, ha ha, right? So that's the prank, right? That's a joke. It was very mean, it was very cruel, and I always fell for it. They did this to me all the time, and I always fell for it. It happened to me last week. Like, I never learned how to combat that. And so then it got me thinking, like, because I was a victim of this all the time, I never did this to any other kid, right? I was never mean or cruel like that, so I felt like I missed out on all this opportunity to have fun. So, I was like, you know what, let me give it a shot, I have a little cousin, he's 21 years old, his name is Xavier. We had a family reunion coming up. I go up to him at this family reunion, I'm like, hey Xavier, are you gay? And he says, yes. And I'm like, shit. Does your mom know you're gay? And he says, yeah, she's very supportive. I was like, fuck, well, there goes Gen Z ruining homophobia yet again, so. Can't have any more fun anymore. Man, I also so I mentioned before that I'm going through changes and all that stuff, right? So I'm going through a lot of changes, and one thing that I noticed that when I go through a lot of changes is that I go through phases in life. I go through a lot of phases. One phase that I'm going through right now is that I'm listening to a lot of like mid-2000s R&B because I'm trying to catch up, and there's this one song that's stuck in my head right now. It's a Beyonce song. It's the one where she goes to the left, everything you own in a box to the left. You guys know this song? It's a great song. I love this song because in this song, she also says, I can have another you in a minute. Matter of fact, he'll be here in a minute. Now, I don't know about you guys, but if my ex told me that my replacement would be here in a minute, shit, I'd wait. I'm single now. I got all fucking day, all right? Also, she says another you. Another me? Another me? Do you know what that means? That's my boy, all right? I can't wait for him to show up. You guys are a lot of fun. Give it up for Stacy, everybody.